Following the Renegade Principles has absolutely not only transformed my business, but transformed my life and really given me a lifestyle that I want for myself, and be able to have that freedom to do the things I like to do, whether it be going to a great vacation with my friends and family at the lake, or going on a snowboarding trip, or just going to a lake in the middle of the week, or on an afternoon where it's nice outside, spending some time wakeboarding, going to the gun range, playing guitar. Whatever really I like to do, I now have the freedom to do and to enjoy. And it's such a reinforcement to really the proven success that comes when you follow the teachings that Dan lays out. So my story begins, I grew up in New England. I moved down to Florida in 1996 to attend a small college called Rollins College, really to pursue my goal of sports, to make the pro wakeboard tour and kind of pursue my aspirations in that sport, which I was able to do, trained throughout college, and upon finishing school, competed for 3 years traveling around the world doing international events. I was on the US team and competed in the World Championships in 2001, European Championships in 2002. Just had a great run with that. And during that time, I'd always done coaching and worked with different people in sports. Started coaching some adults in fitness, and really enjoyed helping people grow and evolve. So I finished my sports career. My parents said, okay, you need to go get a real job, not just coaching. And I decided to go back to graduate school, applied for an MBA program, went to my first day of classes. And this is very Renegade-esque of me, as you'll see the trails beginning here. Walked in, listened to the professor talking, who clearly couldn't run a business. That's why he was teaching for 50 grand a year. Watching some students, who just wanted to really extend their college experience, didn't want to work, and knew that wasn't the environment for me, and immediately dropped out. First day, left my tuition on the table, and loved what I was doing with sports and fitness, so I started my own business, really a personal training company. I grew that up over 3 years to 2 locations, a staff of 10 coaches. We had served over 650 clients in the Central Florida area here. And then I got hit with stage 4 cancer in 2005. It was really a life-changing time for me. I sold the businesses, took some time to regroup, work on my health. And during that time, started doing some consulting for others in my industry. I had read a couple Dan Kennedy books because I really was a student of marketing and business and anything I could get my hands on building my businesses. But really wasn't until 2005 that I was visiting a friend, saw the No BS newsletter on the table, picked it up and read it, and just got immediately kind of hooked in from there. Went home, signed up for the No BS newsletter, instantly got rained on with mail for an upcoming event, the Info Marketing Summit, and went to the Fall Info Marketing Summit of 2006. And was just totally inspired. Saw the entire A to Z blueprint of the information marketing business model. Saw really laying out what a funnel was and different models for coaching and working with people, and really packaging up the knowledge that I had gained in the previous years. And from there, I remember sitting in that audience and watching some people on stage compete for the Info Market of the Year award, and said, I want to come back and win that award. And 2 years later, I did.
And the winner is, we'll be back in a second. No, that's it. The winners are Eric Ruth and Sean Greeley. Congratulations. Congratulations, congratulations. Come on over here and let's get a little group shot of that.
We went from 60,000 of revenue in 2006 to 850,000 in 2007 to 2.2 million in 2008, and just have continued cranking since then. I was honored to have our company recognized on the Inc. 500 list twice the past couple years, and number 131 in 2010, with number 13 in the marketing and advertising category. This past year, 2011, we closed out the year doing a little over 5 million. So it's been a heck of a run, and I would absolutely not be where I am today without the strategies, the advice, and the mentorship that I've gotten from Dan Kennedy. Well, certainly Dan's Renegade Principle #1 is incredibly instructive and has played a big role in my business growth, to do the opposite of what the majority will do. Great example of really applying the Renegade principles in my business is probably this past summer. When a lot of people are cutting back on marketing and their budgets, I spent more money than I ever have to rent a tour bus, actually a rock star tour bus that just got off tour from the Foo Fighters, and I spent 5 weeks heading around the country, visiting all up down the East Coast, across the Midwest, down the West Coast, back through Texas and the Southeast and West, to spend time with our best customers and clients, to run some events, do speaking, and really get engaged in the lives of my customers, and really just contributed to 2011 being our best year yet. Again, everybody's talking about the softer market and tougher environment, but I just see that as an opportunity to go harder, go bigger, and take over more, because when people are scared, it's when you want to be aggressive and bold in your action, and the results from that behavior speak for themselves. I think Dan's Renegade Principle #2 rings so true for me. I've seen it evident in my own success, that you've got to be willing to do what the majority won't do, and that takes it takes bold courage and fearless action. Whatever you see everybody doing, do something different, do something better, separate yourself apart, and don't be scared to fail. I know people who've been waiting to launch their first marketing campaign, build their first product, do whatever for years. Meanwhile, I've done dozens of those things, probably failed at half of them, but that's how you learn. You just keep going, you take action, you implement fast, and you be bold and courageous in your decisiveness to move forward. And that's what being a Renegade Millionaire is all about.
Threat.
I think of all the Renegade Millionaire principles, #3 is the most important of them all. As Dan says, you have to be constantly focused on the real business is attracting and building relationships with customers. And it's so easy for every business owner to get tied up in various aspects of developing their business as they grow. But you have to stay focused on attracting customers and developing those relationships, because it's the most painful process we go through in business, is to get a customer, and then it's so important to develop that relationship. And when you do, it's tremendous what that can do for your life. I look at the relationship Dan has built with me through his books, through his newsletters, through events, through being a private client. I've been well worth, well over 100,000. I'd say we're probably close to 200,000 this year with what's on deck that I've put in his pocket in just a few short years. And I'm a buyer as long as he's selling, so until he doesn't want to work anymore. So it's so instructive. You follow these principles, and they absolutely work, and they absolutely will change your business and your life. And it's a wonderful cycle when you do that. When you follow the principles, they are timeless. They've worked, for decades and decades, and they will continue to work for decades. This is not like some, internet marketing trend that goes out of style next week. This is philosophy and principles that will succeed forever. And one thing you can count on from Dan is what you get is going to be absolutely quality, and it's going to deliver, because Dan has got the best information out there. And I'm honored to work with him today.